My name is Christiane Landowne, and I'm the current president of the Country Dancers of Westchester. The celebration today is a gift to you, underwritten by CDW, with the assistance of the Mianus River Morris and the sword dancers of Six in Hand and Sword of Olde. I would like to thank especially the organizing committee, whose members are Jane Bridges, Lippincott, Gladys Cerrina, Judy St Germain, Weinstein, and Don Williams. Please join me in thanking them. They have worked tirelessly for many months to make this event today possible. As a tribute to Leah, we have established the Leah Barkan Musicians Fund, which is an ongoing support for the musicians for CDW. If you would like to make a donation, there is a large glass jar where you can, by the entrance. Thank you. Standing next to me are three of CW's former presidents who served during the many years of Leah's association with CDW. Gladys Cerrina, Susan St Germain, and Carolyn Klinger, who will now continue.
I'd like to also acknowledge Everett Delahanty was president before me, and Leah started being musician at CDW when Everett was president. So you can see how long she's been contributing to Country Dancers of Westchester. Everett, myself, David Green, who couldn't be here today, and then Susan and Carolyn, and now Christiane. We're going to give just a brief overall of Leah's participation in the dance world. Then we're going to have a dance session. I think Paul is going to be calling the first dance session. After that, we're going to have another break. We invite you to have seats. There's also seats in front of the stage. And some of the teams that Leah was associated with are going to do remembrances or little programs, that sort of thing. When that's finished, we'd like you to bring your memories of Leah to the microphone. I'm sure you have some nice stories, remembrances to share with everybody. So we've left time for that at the after the sword teams and the Tai Chi do their demonstrations. I'm going to briefly talk about her participation with CDW, Chelsea Country Dancers, and Potter's Porch. But first, I have a note to read. Dear Leah, this thank you is much too small to express our gratitude for what you have contributed to this year's True Brit. You're in the what would we do without you category. Always willing, always ready, and able to provide top-notch music, and as we all know, the music drives the dancing. So thanks, Leah, for a generous gift of time, talent, and to the cause of CDNY. You're a treasured member.
Just speak.
You're a treasured. Imagine, you're a treasured member of the family. So not only Westchester, but New York City also. I have an article which Christine Helwig and Fried Herman put together to mark the 20th anniversary of CDW, talking about Leah. And this is our 41st year, so this was written a while ago. In the fall of 1984, Phil Merrill retired, and Leah Barkan, who often played with Phil and had substituted for him, became our head musician. Leah started a series of rehearsals for any musician who aspired to play for dancing. Under Leah's program, these musicians were invited to play regularly at our dances. Her bands, Musical Cheers, and later Garden Variety, and I'll add Serendipity, who were formed after that, have added greatly to our flexibility and enjoyment. Leah's program has inspired many musicians who now play regularly with other bands. Leah's success in developing new musicians encouraged us to initiate another program for everyone interested in teaching English country dance, and that became the apprentice program, which a lot of other dance groups are also doing. When I became president, we had a board of directors, but we also had two very strong teachers. We had Christine Helwig and Fried Herman. The board kind of decided what color tablecloths we were going to use and all that important stuff. I have something from David Green, who couldn't fly in, but I hope he sent me an email, so I'm sure it's okay if I read it. Besides my reliance on Leah for music during my time as president, the really important thing to me was her ability to serve as a go-between with Fried. I wouldn't have lasted 2 months without him. Fried organized Potter's Porch, which was started as a very small group of people meeting at Ed and Marjorie Potter's in Connecticut. And in the summertime, they would dance on a small screened-in porch, hence the name Potter's Porch. And Fried really used it a lot to get feedback from the people there. Is this better with a turn single this way or that way? What do we want to do here to fill the music, etc. And Leah was a big part of that. First of all, she was very reliable. She was always there, didn't bring herself forward, was always in the background, but was always on it. And sometimes Fried would say, let's try a jig. And so Leah would find a jig and play a jig. Let's change the tempo. So Leah would change the tempo. She was always ready with whatever. Eventually, the Potters stopped having it at their home. The group grew, and who hosted it? Leah Barkan. So it was Potter's Porch at Leah Barkan's house for a long time. The other one of our teachers who used Leah Barkan was Christine Helwig. Christine had started doing demonstration groups in Connecticut, small little affairs at churches, at first nights, that kind of thing. And then eventually she decided to form a demonstration group, mainly with New York City dancers, a few people from Westchester and New Jersey. And they met at the General Theological Seminary, where David Green was on the faculty. Leah was the musician for that too, and would bring her keyboard down there and lug it and play at all the performances. I have a thank you note from Christine. How can I possibly thank you for the joy that it has been to work with you in the many rehearsals and demonstrations? I have learned so much from your expertise and skill in making a really good and interesting program. Thank you for everything you have done. As we both know, the music is the heart of all else. From Christine. As I said, Leah never sought the spotlight. She always helped with a strong presence, kind of stayed in the background. She was dedicated, she was independent, and she was strong-willed. In 1994, she wrote a letter to Jim.
Who's Jim?
Don't know who Jim is. Thank God for computers. It's the radius bone in my right hand that is broken. And although I'm managing to dress, cook, and vaguely function, I cannot write or play the piano because of the rather strained position forced on my hand by the cast. Other disabilities solved by one means or another. How do you pay bills? I revived an old electric typewriter, type out everything but the signature, and do that with my left hand. How do you use a pair of scissors? I dug up an old cutting board and keep that at hand. It works very well. Some things I can't do. Cut an onion, open cans, tie shoelaces. Driving is definitely going to be a problem, although I have been given permission to drive and plan to try it within the next few days. The hurdle of turning the key, shifting the gears, yes, I have a manual transmission, and turning the steering wheel loom as giant hurdles. I managed to get substitutes for most of my playing assignments. Our regular Thursday night English dances in Westchester proving the most pressing. Since I have a band to work with, I decided to try playing bass with my left hand only, while melody instruments handled all the melody work. It worked out surprisingly well, and I even found I could manage melody during the teaching process with my left hand, provided the tune was not too fast. And then, if you'll indulge me just one second, I have a personal story about Leah's strong will and independence. Hurricane Sandy. I called Leah the morning after Hurricane Sandy. I was taking piano lessons with her, so I was seeing her every week, and we had kind of a close contact. So I called to see how she was doing. Oh, I'm fine. Do you have electricity? No. Do you have heat? No. She's 90 about at this point. Do you want to come over? No, I'm fine. I have lots of layers of clothing on. I was nice and warm in bed. Don't worry about me. I'm great. Later that day, Carol and Peter Martinez called. They were without electricity. They came over. We had a talk with Leah that night. No, my kids won't know where I am. That was, her reason for not coming. The following morning, I called her and I said, Leah, Peter and John will be there in an hour. Get your stuff. We're coming to get you. No, I'm really fine. No, we will call your kids. We will tell your kids where they are. Don't worry about it. So she came over, and Carol's a good cook, and I have fun with it, and we really, one of those situations where you have a good time in light of difficulties. I found out afterwards, she was telling people, it was so much fun. They made great food. I had my own room, I had my own bathroom, and I had a piano. Next is Susan, yes.
Okay, if I move this up a bit. During my time as president of CDW, that was the mid-1990s to the 2004, I think it was, and subsequently as treasurer, I became more strongly aware of Leah's great enjoyment of any and every opportunity to celebrate. For instance, when we used to give out prizes for best costumes at Halloween dance parties, Leah would gleefully hand me a bag full of potential prizes she had gathered for the occasion. She was always eager to play the happy birthday tune for anyone whenever requested, and she was a very willing recipient of cakes and good wishes for her own birthdays, and she always insisted on playing the happy birthday tune for her birthdays. For Leah's 80th birthday, May 2005, she happily guided us in organizing a very special, big celebration at the church in the Highlands. She wanted to be sure to include and have everyone experience not only English country dancing and potluck suppers, both of which she absolutely loved, but she wanted us all to see her some of her other favorite things, Morris dancing and longsword dancing. Leah had a very close association with Mianus River Morris for probably 40 years. In the beginning, she was a dancer on the team, but later she became chief musician and played her accordion. She worked tirelessly also with individuals in other teams who aspired to play for Morris dancing. And she was chairperson of the Mixed Morris Ale for 3 consecutive years, 91, 1992, and 1993. And I still have my T-shirt. Ta-da! And it shows... Okay. Am I right? Okay. It shows Mianus River Morris and sort of a 6-in-hand sword. Leah was actively involved with 6-in-hand sword team ever since its founding in the early 1980s. As with Morris, she began as a dancer and later played her accordion for practice sessions and performances. Early on, Leah had the ceiling in her living room raised high to make room for swords to be held up on high. Sword teams, 6-in-hand and Sword of Olde, have practiced there ever since. Leah loved sharing her home, her talents, her ideas, her advice, her potluck meals. Her annual Thanksgiving potluck feast was legendary. She gave and received much love and respect.
Hello, everyone. When Leah was nearing her 90th birthday, CDW decided to nominate her for a CDSS Lifetime Achievement Award. When I first approached her about it, she, waved me off and brushed off the idea, and as if she wasn't interested. But with just a little cajoling, she relented and said, okay. So I called Norma and asked her to help me. And one morning, the two of us went over to Leah's house to interview her. Leah grew animated as she talked about her 40-plus years of involvement in our English country dance community. It was great fun to listen to her, and without a doubt, she took great pleasure in talking about it. At the end of our visit, I asked Leah, of all the ways you've been involved in our dance communities, what has been the most meaningful for you? And this is how she replied. First, she talked about the pleasure she got from welcoming people to her home,
for CDW board meetings, sword team practices, band practices, and Fried's workshops. Remember her urn, always ready with hot water for tea, mugs, and assorted teas close at hand. Second, her long association with Fried and Potter's Porch workshops, in which Fried tried out and refined her new dances. Third, her involvement with longsword and Morris teams. Sometimes at CDW's special events, she would suggest a longsword or Morris dance during the break. Some people don't know what it is, she said. Leah wanted everybody to know what it was. And last but not least, the absolute pleasure she got from mentoring aspiring musicians just as she'd been mentored years before. Many of those musicians are here today. So I went home with my notes and wrote up a narrative supporting her nomination for the award. Leah and I went back and forth a few times until she was satisfied that it was ready to send to CDSS. You know, Carolyn, she said, I've been thinking about this. I really think I deserve this award. As it turned out, the CDSS committee did not select her for its 2016 Lifetime Achievement Award. If Leah was disappointed, she gave no indication of that. Instead, she shrugged it off. It's just as well, she said. Knowing Leah, I doubt that she lost one wink of sleep over it. As you know, Leah had macular degeneration. When she couldn't see well enough to drive anymore, Don and I became her transportation to and from dances. So we got to spend a fair bit of time with her. With all her physical challenges, I never once heard her complain about anything. In fact, she turned her difficulties into a positive. About her failing eyesight, she'd say, well, one good thing about it, I don't have to do the ball booklet anymore, or the calendar. Leah studied classical music until her diminished eyesight and her arthritic hands made it impossible for her to continue. It's okay, she'd say. The good thing about it is that I don't have to spend all that time practicing anymore. Leah was determined to leave CDW in good stead, musically. As it became harder and harder for her to play for our dances, she persuaded Peter Roberts to step in. Leah was with us long enough to see Peter take his place at the piano with serendipity, and I know she felt very good about that. Our past presidents, Gladys and Susan, will agree with me when I say that Leah was a very good sounding board whenever issues or problems arose. Steady, solid, sensible, and tactful. We knew we could rely on Leah's clear thinking and good advice to help us through. In all my years of knowing Leah, I never heard her utter a harsh or angry word about anyone. So we'll have time, as Gladys said, later for more remembrances. And thank you very much. And now I will turn it over to Paul.
Thank you, Carolyn. Folks, we're going to have some dancing. So if you'd like to take partners and make long-way sets, you can see that the head of the set is where the band is. Our first dance is Corelli's Maggot. And I think we'll just launch into it. I'll just remind the second couples, you're going to be gating a first couple above you, down and about, and then you'll gate your own first couple up and around. So it starts with first corners with the music, set forward, turn single into a two-hand turn. Two-hand turn, second corners, couple sets, please. Long ways, 3 couple sets. Take hands 6, find your own space, and know there's not a lot of minutes.
We got to know Leah at the same time. Yes, I was thinking of that when I was sitting here.
I see some hands raised towards the kitchen. 2 more couples? 2 more? Folks, while you're straightening yourselves out, I want to take a moment's pause to remember another musician and dancer dear to our community, Sharon and David Green's beloved friend and housemate, Michael Siemon, who passed away unexpectedly and peacefully in his sleep 5 days ago. In a sense, Michael and Leah were colleagues. She played accordion, he played concertina. I know they're not quite the same. They had respect and affection for each other. They were even on occasion dance partners. Michael, had he lived, would have wanted to be here. As it is, he is here in spirit. And now for Terry's Triad. This is a dance by Fried Herman. It comes from a list of dances that Leah sent to Orly of some of her favorite tunes. And all of our dances today come from that list, or another list of good starting dances that she sent Orly, except for one. And you can ask me later which one that is. Could we hear a bit of the tune of Terry's Triad? You can hear it's a waltz. It begins with partners setting right and left to each other. And the top couple turns 2 hands halfway and faces down. The others turn single to the right. Yum, ba, dee, da, dum. Ones lead down between your 3s, 3s face down. And now with your neighbor first couple, they gate you around, and the middle couple sidesteps up. All set to partner. The bottom couple turns 2 hands halfway and faces up. Everyone else turns single to the right. Bottom couple lead up between the 2s at the top. They gate you around to the middle, and the 1 sidestep down. At the bottom, take hands in a ring of 4. Circle to the left halfway. Pick up the top couple, make a ring of 6, circle all the way. Now, bottom man and top woman, hold your partners inside hand. Bottom man and top woman, hold your partners inside hand. The middle couple just stands there as pose. Top woman and bottom man, lead your partner clockwise around the perimeter of the set, clockwise. You're in the lead, halfway round. Wheel across in that same direction, so you end on your own side. Now in the same direction, this way. Everyone, partner, gypsy right. 6 to go, and 6 to come back. And we start with new numbers from here. We'll walk it through one more time. Partners, set right and left. Top couple turn half, the others turn single right. 1s lead down. 2s sidestep up, gate the 1s round. All set, partner. Bottom couple, turn 2 hands half, others turn single right. Lead up bottom couple. 2s gate them around, 1 sidestep down. At the bottom, make a ring of 4. Circle left halfway. Pick up the top couple. Circle 6 all the way around. Keep moving. Keep going until you're good. Bottom man and top woman. Hold your inside hands. Hold it here, Peter. Hold those inside hands. Lead your partners halfway around. Go ahead. And in the same direction, wheel across. Partners all, gypsy right. Very nice. Do we need another walkthrough? No. Come back to your original places, please. With the music, partners set right and left. Top couple, turn half, others turn single. Deep down. Gate the ones, side step, and step, and step. Partners step. Bottom couple, turn half, others turn single. Bottoms, beat up. Gate them around, one side step. Circle 4, halfway at the bottom. And 6, all the way. Long arms. Bottom down. Top woman, lead your partner halfway around. Lead them around. Wheel them across. Partners all gypsy right. Partners set. Top couple, turn halfway, turn half, deep down. Gate them around, side step. Partner set. Bottom couple, turn half, deep up. Gate them around, one, side step down. Circle 4, half at the bottom. And 6. Bottom down, top woman, lead your partner halfway around. Wheel across, partners gypsy. Partner step. Top couple, turn halfway. Turn halfway, top couple. Deep down. So folks, I'd like to introduce our band, Serendipity. Peter Roberts on piano, John Williams, Sue Polanski, and our dear president.
Well, I'm sitting in for Mark Eisenberg.
Sitting in for Mark Eisenberg, right? Okay, it gives me great pleasure to turn the mic over to Dorothy Cummings. Sharon Green was not able to be here today, and Dorothy is going to call in her stead. Thank you.
Where did you get that hat?
Where did I get that hat? This was Leah's hat, and it was on that table yonder, and, well, what a good opportunity to bring her spirit in a bit. Please take hands for Jack's Health. Jack's Health from 1686. This is the one where ones cross and go below twos. Two can turn once around and open up improper to face neighbors back to back. close to partner and join neighbors inside hand. Fall back, and set right and left. Come forward a double, and turn single, cloverleaf, women right, men left. And now across the phrase we have 4 leisurely changes of rights and lefts. Starts with partner right. Neighbor left. Partner right. Partners, 2-hand turn to end proper. So 1s go once and a half, 2s once around. And then 1s are ready to pull by right to cross and go below the next 2s. Come on back one place. With the music, 1s, cross and go below. 2-hand turn once around. Neighbors, back to back. And close to partner, fall back. Set. Turn single. Rights and lefts. 2 hands and forward.
coming up next. First is going to be Mianus River Morris. Second is going to be Six in Hand Sword Team. Third is going to be Sword of Olde. And fourth is going to be the Tai Chi group that Leah was a part of. So I'll turn it over to Mianus River Morris.
Hello, good afternoon. I'm John Mazza, speaking for Mianus River Morris. Leah was associated with us for quite a while. Leah joined Mianus River Morris in 1979. At the time, Mianus was a small team that grew out some Morris dance teaching done in the Greenwich schools. The teaching was mostly done by Tony Coyle. We still had a couple of members from the old school team, who were the kids from the school, who were still with us. And some of us joined, and initially we barely managed to put together a full-sided Morris dancers. At first we didn't even have an actual musician of our own. That was for a little less than a year. Leah immediately became our principal and at times our only musician, during which time we went through 4 or 5 different teachers and managed to add a goodly number of dancers. Leah remained with us for the entire time of our existence, from 1979 until we finally disbanded in 2005. That was in part because a lot of us couldn't get around so much anymore. We're not going to dance today. And Leah and our other musician, Paul, couldn't travel, again, because of vision problems and such. Anyway, for all of the 25 plus years, Leah would travel once a week from our home in Arsley to our practice place in Greenwich. She accompanied us on countless public performances throughout Fairfield and Westchester counties. For 3 years in the 1990s, Mianus produced a Morris Ale, hosting a dozen or so mixed-sex Morris teams from throughout the Northeast for a Memorial Day weekend of touring and outdoor public performances in Fairfield and Westchester counties. Leah, unhesitatingly, took on the huge task of coordinating the entire effort. And believe me, that was a huge job. Leah not only played music for us, she watched our dancing and continuously gave us hints on how to dance and look better. And she, I might add, she also gave us wonderful tunes and a wonderful rhythm to dance to, a rock solid rhythm. For the years we were active, and for all of the years after we disbanded, Leah would host occasional parties for the team, for birthdays and other special events at her home. She even insisted that we have one final party there in February after she got home from the hospital. We did a lot of reminiscing at that party, some singing, and even a bit of Morris dancing in her front room. The front room has already been mentioned with a nice high ceiling and all of the things that made it a great place to dance. And we did all of that as we had so many times before. That party took place in mid-February, barely 2 weeks before Leah passed away. We'll always remember our get-togethers at Leah's and everywhere else we went. The serious business of polishing our performance skills and the not-so-serious partying and general Morris hijinks. The result of having Leah along with us was that Mianus River Morris became a group of lifelong friends who could not only put on a creditable dance performance, but also have a whole lot of fun at the same time. So that was Mianus River Morris from Greenwich, Connecticut. From 1979, we broke up around 2005. Anybody have anything to add? From one of our skits at the Ales, we used to have these gatherings of Morris teams, and we did a motorcycle Morris. Okay, John?
How many funny Morris dances you could make up when you went carrying bikes?
I just want to say, I don't know if John covered a lot of it, but Leah gave us so much over the years, so much of her time, weekly practices for years, Saturdays and Sundays, and sometimes both days for performances for years. The use of her home for my short-lived Morris team's practices, and Six in Hands, and Sword of Olde, and the Thanksgiving for us orphans, and years of English playing, her bands being my favorite English country dance music, and her Morris playing being my favorite Morris music of any I've heard. We owe her a lot. We are very lucky to have her. We're very lucky to have her.
Leah was the founder of Six in Hand. She assembled a group of people to dance on an ad hoc performance at a 12th night up in Connecticut. And for the first several years, she danced. She specifically organized the team to dance and not be a musician. And that's why we had Al Herman as our first musician. After about 10 years, I guess she decided she'd rather play, and then she played for us. All those years that we rehearsed in Connecticut, we would meet at her house, many of us, and carpool up there, and we had a favorite place we stopped on the way back. And then later, when we started rehearsing at her house, it became a really solid home for this team that had become very close and very tight. And when Leah played, it was wonderful. And she also would welcome co-musicians to play with her. Jim Norman played. Bob Ehrenberger played drum with her. And she just made a home for this wonderful team that we had. And also, whenever we were short on people, she would hop up from her accordion and dance to fill in. And there she was. We had this team. And it went as long as it possibly could. I don't have a lot of stories to tell, but the house was always a friendly place. We always had her kitchen, her coffee urn, and there was like sort of tidying up afterwards, and her infamous bean dip, and just the small memories that happened. But the best thing was that we were a team. And over there on the table, there's a small portable DVD player. It does have videos of Leah playing for 3 dances, and also stuck in there leading a processional of Morris and sword dancers at a May Day up in Pound Ridge. And if it's not running, you can just hit the OK button and it'll run for you. Okay, thank you.
I pray you that people give ear to my song. The verses are short, so it won't take me long. With our kits so fine, and our dancing so well, and our talent so manifold, you'll know in a moment that we are sort of old. And we bring to this art form, I don't even want to count the decades of experience in long sword and other folk dances of the ritual tradition. But the one who brought the most is the one we're here to honor today. Because as everyone is saying, Leah's home was a beacon to the dance community. People have mentioned, for instance, her rock-solid tempo. And what they haven't mentioned is that we would say, Leah, next time we go through it, we want to do it a little faster pace than that, see if we can keep up. And that, 1/10 of a second faster, beat per second, she can maintain that. Or if we say slow it down, it's a wonderful, solid thing. And the only negative thing I ever heard her say about another musician was they can't keep a steady tempo. And in the dance world, that's the kiss of death. And Gladys was telling us that she spent a lot of time with Leah in her last few days in the rest home. And Leah had 3 things that she was proud of and glad. That her children were all healthy and doing well. And what was that second thing? That the dance community is so strong and that the music has become so strong that it's going on. It's a living legacy. And last was that the sword teams are still practicing right here in front of you tonight, as a matter of fact.
We need a bit more practice.
A little bit more practice, and then maybe we'll do something. But the other thing is, if you've ever been to Leah's home, it looks like an ordinary house, except there's this gigantic piano in one corner. And she, a lot of sword dancing is circling around before you get ready. So she let us put a little X with electrical tape in the middle of the living room. So after doing one of these twirling mixing things, we could all get back to the middle and not just kind of drift into the fireplace or into the easy chair. But in the last few months, as she was fading, we talk a lot. And we all get together and say, I want to do it this way. I think we should do it this way. No, let's do it this way. Can we try it that way? And we were ready to try it. Leah would be asleep at the piano. And we say, Leah, we're ready to dance. Okay, and start playing. The other problem was that if we talked too long and turned back to say, Leah, we're ready, she would be on TV watching a golf game or a tennis game. We'd have to say, Leah, I'm coming, what do you want to do? And it worked beautifully. And I have danced to her music 35 years, I guess, and I'm probably not the most veteran of these people. And so we just wanted to show you a little bit of what we do. Of course, we're also inviting you to, if you want to join us, we can always look for more members. There are some alums here who can't dance anymore. Judy, put down your phone. Steve, I saw you. Where's Steve? There he is. No, there he is, yes. And Genny? Where'd Genny go to? Well, she's also an alum, one of the founding members. And all of us would thank you for coming here to pay tribute to our great friend and loyal musician, exemplary. I gotta stop. Thank you.
Norma Castle. You want me to move this away?
Yeah. Hello, everybody. I'm Norma. I just want to say a few personal words, and then I want to introduce some friends of mine and some friends of Leah's who most of you are not aware of. She was involved in another community aside from this, if you can believe it. So I just want to say that I met Leah approximately 35 years ago at Shogun Northern Week. At the time, I was thinking of playing some music for dancing. Who knew? So she has been a mentor to me in my life as a musician, and I really thank her for that. And because of that, I played with musical chairs. Some of the people are here today. And she actually introduced me to Robin, and we've become a band, and it's just been a big part of my life because of her coaching and the way she mentored people. So one day, about 20 years ago, we were having a chat, and she said to me, you know, I've been taking Tai Chi. I think you'd like it. Why don't you try it? The teacher's fabulous. So I started taking Tai Chi, and she was right. That's also become a big part of my life. And I'd like to introduce Domingo Colon. Come on up. He was Leah's teacher. He continues to be my teacher. And Robert Kaczmarek from the Tai Chi School of Westchester. Leah was a very, very serious, dedicated Tai Chi student for years. She got to be quite advanced It suited her in her analytic mind, in her interest in movement, in her interest in body mechanics, and her ability to practice and have a goal. So we just want to honor her by doing a short demo. Do you want to say anything?
Indeed, Leah studied with our school for a long time. I can't even really document exactly. I was looking through my records and I couldn't find exactly when she had started, but for approximately 20 years. Now, as Norma pointed out, Leah had a very analytical mind, and it went with my style of teaching. There's many people who teach Tai Chi kind of give a generalized sense of what the movement is. That's not what we do. We like to give a lot of detail, and she loved having all that detail. And she especially loved once we got into some of the, what would be considered advanced Tai Chi work. For instance, there are sword choreographies that we do, and she really had a grand time with using sticks and swords and everything. And then she told me about all this stuff that she was doing outside of Tai Chi with swords and sticks and etc. And in fact, I invited her one time to do a performance for us at our school during one of our annual Chinese New Year's parties. And I got to see her and what that other side of her was as far as the music playing as well as the dancing. It was a pleasure to see that. When we do Tai Chi, we don't usually do it to music, but I'm sure that you'll see a rhythm of it. We're just going to demonstrate a little bit of that choreography because it can take a long time, so we're just going to give you a couple of minutes of it. Robert is one of the teachers from our school, and he also worked with Leah. Would you like to say a few words?
Hi. I had the opportunity to begin working with Leah as a young apprentice teacher in 2001 and spent quite a few years working very closely with Leah because I was a teacher of the daytime classes where a lot of the seniors came in. And Leah was an extremely dedicated student. She was at the school 3 and 4 days a week. I don't know how she had time to be part of all these different groups. It's pretty amazing that she was able to do such. But as a result, we did work very closely together, and Domingo's absolutely right. Very analytical mind. She loved the way that we teach, the precision that Tai Chi demanded. She loved the fact that it involved partner work very often. You know, we team up and we do different types of exercises and drills, including the weaponry work, and she was absolutely thrilled by all of that. Leah, as many people have mentioned, never a bad word to say about anybody. She could be very self-critical at times, absolutely, perfectionist that she was in many ways, but always encouraging, always positive right to the very end, and I feel personally very blessed to have been able to meet her and work with her for so many years. So without further ado, we'll show you a little bit of Tai Chi.
delighted to come over from Europe. She was one of the first people Leah helped train. She was a member of Musical Cheers, and I guess Linda's going to tell you, never mind. When Linda's finished, whoever would like to come up, take the mic, okay?
What I get from this whole gathering is inspiration in so many directions, with so many people, in so many modalities. And I think one of the ways that you can really sense the value of a person is in their progeny, the people who come from far and wide. I'm sorry, far and wide. Can you hear me now? The people who come from far and wide, and particularly the people that you have taught. Ellen really wanted to be here, and this is what she wrote when she discovered that she could not come. Memories of Leah. To all the gathered, my warmest thoughts of Leah and celebration. I had hoped to be there in person with you, but instead I am there with you in thoughts and heart. I can't even remember the first time I met Leah, but it must have been early in the 80s when I started dancing and just about simultaneously picked up my recorder, back when I thought that the recorder was an instrument that was easy. Ha! Before I knew it, I was sitting in with the pickup band run by Leah. I thought it was great fun, playing those beautiful tunes. Leah did all the hard work, always making sure that all the music requested by the callers, Fried and Christine at that time, was neatly copied, put into several 3-ring binders so that each participating musician had their own copy. No Barnes book yet. Leah also had all the responsibility for making sure that the music was present, was there, always in tempo, always providing the harmony, always alert that someone was playing the melody or else quickly filling that in herself. Counter melodies and ornamentations were suspect if they risked distorting the dance tempo. How often did we hear her say, "Keep it simple"? Yeah, Leah was quite unflappable, and I believe that everyone playing felt appreciated for their contributions. Soon that pickup band became a steady ensemble. Leah, myself, Norma Castle, John Vradney, and Tim McComber, all joined by Al Herman on harmonica or by Fried on the woodblock, and all supported by the sound man, John Lippincott. Later, John Vadney moved away, and we were joined by John Austin on violin and viola, and at some point the band picked up a name, Musical Cheers, named after a dance which Fried had written and dedicated to Leah, Musical Cheers Triad, which we dance today. Is that right? No. Well, I take that back. What great memories I have of playing in that band. The weekly camaraderie of the dances at the Church of the Highlands, of course, but also the trips to various balls and festivals, the weekend workshops at Hudson Guild, where we shared the bill with our friends from Hold the Mustard, and not to forget the rehearsals at Leah's house, where she unfailingly produced a roasted chicken to feed us all. In the interim, I had moved away from New York to Belgium, and I want to just add here, she has joined her musical life with somebody whose family has been making music since the 1500s. So it came to the New World, it went back to Europe, and it's quite thrilling from my point of view. Okay, I had moved away, I'd gone to Belgium where a recorder player and singer, and my great love of the music of Playford's period, gained at Leah's side, has colored my entire career. I now run workshops here as well for music for students, but to introduce them to playing for dancing. And one group of former students has just played for their first Jane Austen ball on their own. And so, as I see it, Leah's gift keeps on giving. Leah, if you're listening, thank you so much for all you shared with me and with so many others in the dance world. You have forever a place in my heart. And although I haven't always kept it simple, I do hope I have done you proud, as so many others have. This is Ellen Delahanty. Who's next?
Thank you, Linda. So before I begin, I want to express my personal gratitude to the committee and the other volunteers who have worked so hard to make today possible. The callers and the musicians they invited to participate have well over 100 years of collaboration with Leah among them, so it's especially impressive that you were able to fit this all into a single afternoon. I also want to read a message from Sharon Green, which I received yesterday by email. From Sharon. Everything David, Michael, and I have done in the country dance community is due to one person, Leah Barkan. Many of you have heard me tell of the day at Pinewoods English Week, nearly 30 years ago, that one of the teachers, Street Herman, came up to me on the path and said, "You're going to have to work very hard because your feet are never on the phrase." And then she was off, leaving me a total beginner, shaken in her wake. I went back to Grenoside pretty much ready to call David and go home. And there Leah found me. "Sharon, what's the matter?" And when I told her, she explained freak to me. She's Dutch. She's blunt, but what it means is that she likes you and wants to help you. And she wants to be your friend. And so I stayed and kept on country dancing, and our lives were changed. Thank you, Leah, for noticing, for reaching out, for finding the right words, and for a lifetime of joy. And now, how to describe the Leah that I knew? She was modest, reliable, supportive. She took responsibility for the music at every dance she played, managing the band so that, as a caller, I didn't have to. Remarkably, as has been already noticed, she hit the tempos dead on every time and never hesitated to inform me if she thought my tempos were wrong. Now when I work with bands, I silently say to myself, please give me Leah's tempos. If you can imagine a lake on whose shores you feel secure, whose waters are calm, and whose surface is inviting, you have a sense of the kind of friend and colleague Leah was. But like that lake, underneath the surface, Leah teemed with stories and experiences that revealed the depths of her. Did you know that dance, not music, was her first passion? Did you know that in her youth she studied with Martha Graham? Did she ever tell you that the sense of community and belonging that she felt as a youth at the High School of Music and Dance, she later found as an adult in the Country Dance and Song Society? These and other tidbits of her long and inspiring life, Leah shared with me in a 2012 interview in her home in Ardsley, which is now on the CD, Sweet Tea with Leah. Thank you, Leah, for connecting me with your past. It is now, in some sense, my past too. And as we remember our past, so will we remember you forever. Thank you.
Thank you, Paul. My name is Peter Roberts, and I'd just like to do something a little different. I'll just say this. I remember, and I'm just going to keep on saying those words. I remember Mianus River Morris. I remember going to Leah's house, taking her car, or sometimes I would drive. We would go and practice in Greenwich, Connecticut. I remember Leah coming to Highview School, where I worked. I remember Leah playing the accordion, playing the piano, helping the children, helping me with the winter solstice presentation, helping me with the maypole celebration. I remember Leah telling me that I should start to practice the accordion for the children. I remember taking lessons with her, and presently I am playing for the children. I remember Leah then saying, Peter, you should think about taking up the piano and accompanying me and helping me. I remember saying, oh, no. This is beyond the pale. I remember starting out and thinking, well, you know, I take classical music, and I know the Russian school, so I can do this. I wasn't prepared for Leah. Worse than the Russian school. Her tempo was really great, and I'm still working on my tempo, but still in my mind. I remember Leah asking me to come and join her with serendipity and play. Then gradually she asked me if I would take over. Again, it was no options. I just, okay. And now I'm playing, and but still, it's like the bubble that's in my head. There's still Leah right there as I'm playing. Don Williams and I went to her house religiously, especially in the summers. And I remember going for 2-3 years and studying. Once a week, twice a week. She was always available. I remember Leah becoming ill, but not telling me she was ill. We would still go to her house. I remember Leah becoming very ill, and I visited her in White Plains Hospital. Again, not telling me that she was very ill. Things are going to get better. And I still continue to come and play with her. I remember when Leah passed, Don Williams and I were sitting in her home, and I looked at Don and I said, Don, I don't want to leave this place. I was renting a place, so I had an opportunity. But it wasn't that, it was Leah. And it was sort of a spiritual thing. I can't really put my finger on it. But I said, I really don't want to leave this place. And with all of the history. And Don said, well, maybe you should try to purchase this home. Well, fast forward, I'm now living in Leah's home. Leah's daughter, Alice Barkan, came to visit. And when she came, she also brought Leah's ashes. So Carmen, my wife, and Alice, myself, we stood outside and we were outside close to the dogwood tree. And we placed her ashes there. And it was a very spiritual moment. It was a very important moment. And all I can say is that when I leave the house every day, Carmen and I say, hi, Leah. I remember Leah Barkan. Thank you very much.
Hard act to follow. I was chatting with Martin before, and he says he knew Leah since he was about 4 years old, because his parents were in the Morris team. I can beat you, Martin. I knew Leah since I would say, from about 68 years ago. And by the way, I'm not 68 years old. Seriously. So I knew Leah from before I was born. So the side of Leah I knew was when she was playing piano all the time in the little cottage. Well, no, we had the cottage. Her parents were a little more well-to-do than ours. Her parents, Yetta and Sam Kalish, very bright people. I believe Yetta was a pharmacist, one of the few women pharmacists at the time. And they had a construction cottage next door to their home in this tiny little summer community, Goldens Bridge, New York, which is just north of Katona. Lovely 3 dirt roads. Mostly left wing, yeah, I'm a red diaper baby. By the way, Leah probably changed my diaper at some point. Probably did. So my parents purchased that little cottage next door to her home, well, her parents' home. Leah and her family, her husband Harold, and her 3 brilliant, by the way, really brilliant children, who we haven't mentioned so far. Eric and Alice, who live on the West Coast, and Ed, well, I called him Eddie. I don't tell anybody, I have a little secret childhood crush on him. And they were in the downstairs apartment, and every single day, every summer from when I was old enough to go to their little preschool camp, 3, until I left in the summers and went to sleepaway camp when I was about 12. But every summer, whole summer, which was just idyllic, there's a man-made lake. We would walk along the dirt road. I would go next door with my sister, and we'd pick up Eddie and Eric. Did Alice come with us? She was a little bit younger. And we'd walk down those dirt roads to camp every day. By the way, I learned my first dirty jokes from them. I didn't understand them at all at the time. And that was sort of the point where I kind of knew that, well, I was a girl, they were boys, and we were different. But before then, it was just, we were just the best of friends. And there was Leah. Every time I'd go past the house to get Eddie and Eric to go to camp, she'd be playing piano, classical piano, down there in the basement of her home. And yes, she also did modern dance at our barn. And she was just very much a part of our summer community. And then as I grew older, lost touch. My parents, by the way, still kept up with her parents, and I went and visited Yetta when she was, oh heavens, I don't know, in her 90s at least, in Co-op City in the Bronx before Leah's mom died. But I did not have any idea until I started dancing in Westchester. Oh my God, there's a piano teacher there. I know that lady. And it was Leah Barkan, and it was just wonderful. From my childhood to my adulthood, Leah was there as a part of it. So I'm just so very grateful to have seen that part of her.
This session was supposed to be over a minute ago, but I know Judy certainly has something to say. Judy, say what you want, but keep it as brief as you can. And are there other people that really would like to say? Raise your hand up front. Okay. We'll have 2 more, and then we'll have our dancing.
Thank you. Leah has been part of my life since I started dancing. I met her when I first started doing Scottish country dancing in 1986, and she was there. She didn't dance a lot because her feet hurt. She said, my feet still stink. And then from there, I went to another dance where I met Genny Vaughan. And Genny said, would you like to join the longsword team? So I said, the only thing you can say, sure. What's that? And from then on, I was in Leah's house every week or 2, practicing longsword with six in hand. And we went to Ailes and Nomad, and from there, of course, I was zigzagging with Mianus River Morris. Of course, I had to join that too, and we would drive to our rehearsals in Greenwich, Connecticut. I drove, and Leah and Paul Corelli and Ginny Valonis came in the car with me, and we went out to Greenwich, and we talked the whole time. And I learned that she had been, she'd studied mathematics at Marymount, and that her teacher loved her, and she could do, of course, what all the other kids couldn't do. And I was a part of the band of orphans taken in for Thanksgiving, and after the meal, roll back the tables, and she'd play, and we'd dance. And that's a wonderful memory. And then, in just the last year, she started teaching me piano. well, I wasn't as diligent as I should have been, but she just loved to share what she knew, and I knew enough to get started with her, and she was terrific. And even in that last month, when she was in Sarah Newman for, I think, a day, she was kind of falling asleep in that common room. But she'd wake up and she'd look around and she'd say, this space would do for a long sword. And as it has been said, that was her legacy. Her kids, her grandkids, and the dance community, and the music community. Thank you.
Hello. Well, the memory of Leah that I'd most like to share is actually from the West Coast. I knew Leah for many years. I've enjoyed dancing to her, with her, and certainly as a dance leader, she was a great mentor to me. But as it happened, one time in my life, I've been to the Playford Ball in the Bay Area, and much to my surprise, there was Leah. And she was in the most magnificent gown and the most stunning headdress. You know, something worthy of Beverly or something of Kit Campbell. Maybe Kit made the dress. It was magnificent. I'd never seen Leah like that before. And I imagine many of us have not. So I hope we remember her, all of her. And that's what I wanted to share.
Okay, we're going to have our next dance session with Orly Krasner and Steve Landowne, music by the Flying Romanos with John Austin.
So Robin, what's the next title for Tyler's Daughter? Daughter. Take dance floor from the top.
Is this where you are going to be?
And we may as well do a walk through while the band's getting slowly. So, ones, cross and go down. Twos, meet and get up. Just the ones, two hand turn, once around. That'll leave the ones in proper. Ones, cross and go below. Twos, do not move up. Ones, two hand turn, once around. Ones, lead up, and you'll end just below your original twos. Circle left, once around. And at the end of the phrase, turn single right. That will leave you facing your partner with your original twos. Rights and lefts, no hands. You need to keep this really tight. Everybody, two-hand turn partner. That's why the four cages have to be tight. And the ones coming out of that are ready for the next cross and go below. Come on back. I think the band's just about ready.
How much that's the question I always have when they come.
The band's ready. The Collier's Daughter. With the music, ones, cross and go below, twos lead up. Ones, two-hand turn. Ones, cross, go below. Twos, stay above. Ones, two-hand turn. Ones, lead up. With your original twos, circle left, once around. Drive that circle. Turn single, face your partner, right 4 couple sets, please. The dance is Shandy Hall by George Middleton. 4 couple sets.
Fast for Leah's tempo. Is that even too fast? There's nothing particularly driving about this one. Of course, that's going to go. Yeah. No, I think once through it.
So the dance is Shandy Hall, and the tune goes like this, with what we think was Leah's tempo. So this dance is a series of circles which go halfway, and right-hand turns which go... Was the tempo wrong, Leah?
Morris dancing wins out.
Yeah. I expect to get skewered by a sword. So the circles go halfway, and the right-hand turns go once around. So top 3 couples circle left halfway, while the bottom couple right-hand turn once around. The ones break, and now the 3 couples at the bottom circle right, top couple, right-hand turn. Turn at the bottom, circle at the top. And now the 3s break, and it's turn at the top, circle at the bottom. At which point you should all be home but improper. The important thing there is improper. And if it becomes a mixer, oh well. Ones, your goal is to get to the bottom. It's a series of half stars. 1s and 2s, right-hand star halfway. 1s and 3s, left hand. 1s and 4s, right hand. Partners all, step right and honor. Partners, left shoulder, back to back. Partners all, set. Turn single right. And you're now in the order 2, 3, 4, 1. And I think we had a set form of light, so let's walk it one more time. Top 3 couples, circle left, halfway, bottom couple, right hand turn, once around. The 1s break, 3s turn at the top. Now the 4s break, you're turning at the top. 3s break, 1s turn at the top. You're all home and improper. What can I do to help down there?
That much.
That much. Okay, that's good.
You'll figure it out. You're smart.
Good. Top 2 couples, star right halfway. 1s and 3s, left hand. 1s and 4s, right hand. Partners all, step and honor. Left shoulder back to back. All set. Turn single right. And as you do that turn single, couple 2, if you can think enough to go a little bit wide, that'll help establish where's the middle of the circle. Shall we start here? Okay. Top 3 couples, circle right, bottom couple, right hand turn. Circle at the bottom, turn at the top. At the top, circle, bottoms turn.
Have our hands forward from the top. Good. The dance begins with the first man. First man, yes? The dance is Wa is me, what Mun I Do. Wa is me. So it begins with the first man is going to set left to the two ladies, and on the second setting to the right, the ladies join in on the setting to the right. And those three with a large round circle a little bit more than, a little bit of like halfway around, circle. This first man releases hands with the second lady and leads the ladies around the second man, all the way around in a nice arc, ending in second lady's place. And now it's the second man's turn. He sets left to the ladies. They return on the right set, circle halfway, lead the ladies around the man, and stand next to the men. So we have the men on one side, ladies on the other side. Facing your partner across the dance, it's balance back without taking hands. Come forward to balance. Now, at this point, I like to look at my corner. You can do as you wish. You're going to take two side steps to the left, to your left. 2 side steps. Then on the other side, you lead out and lead back. Now here comes a long, that's a 6-count cast back to your original place. It's cast over your right shoulder, one place around, and that brings you back to where you started. First corner people, first lady and second man, advance on the diagonal and retire. Second corner is the same. And facing your partner, it's 3 changes of a circular hay, no hands, to progress. Let's come back and we'll dance Wa is me, what Mun I Do. Begins with the first man setting to the 2 ladies. Circle 3. Lead around. Second man. Lead around. Balance back.
I'm here on a chair theft mission.
How are you?
I'm one time. It's inspiring.
long odds. Can we get a taste of the tune? Is that possible? We'll give you a taste of the tune and then we'll welcome our band, Hold the Mustard. But first, let's hear a little bit of Long Odds.
Somebody go.
Our final band this afternoon is Hold the Mustard. Maggot, Olde, Brian Noonan, Daniel, Vaughan, and Paul Costantino. You have your hands for, yes? Good. If you are crowded in the line in front of me, there are fewer people over in the corner. But go quickly. In the meantime, ones, set to each other. Yum. Turn by the right halfway, neighbor's face, and left hand turn 1.5. Look at each other, stay facing that neighbor, and set. Right hand turn halfway, just the ones. Turn by the left, go 1.5. And look, your back raise started. Ones hold on to each other, lead down the center. Turn towards each other, skip to the top, cast off, and the twos move up. All take two hands with partner. It's an entire complete poussette, but wait, it's counterclockwise, so it'll start with the first gent and second lady going forward. And don't do it yet, don't do it yet. Halfway through, cast an eye and see if you can actually see the sets reform halfway. All right, with music, poussette. Halfway there, nice. Come on back, come on back.
We get a prize?
It's the satisfaction of knowing that you are dancing with that entire line of people in this room today.
So that's a yes.
That's a yes. That is a prize to be cherished. Long odds, or as I like to say, long gods, the pink flamingo dance. All right, one's ready to set. Right hand top and neighbor's face. Left hand's 1.5. Stay facing neighbor and set. Right hand top. Just the ones. Turn by the left. Go 1.5. Ones down the center. Come on back, skipping. Cast off and the twos move up. Here's that new set. Space, turn by the left. Neighbor set. Right hand top, just the ones by the left. the Pianist, 3 couple sets. Fair warning, it is a mixer within our 3 couple set. Are all the sets complete? Looking for some people, 1 couple at the back of the hall near the kitchen. All right, this is a free at least a couple of dances for Leah. One of them, you know, is Leah's Waltz, and this one is Ode to the Pianist. I love the name of the tune for this dance, True Philosophy. How perfect is that? Is there a truer philosophy than all of us being together with music and good company and beautiful dances? All right. It's from the 1700s. Thank goodness some things haven't changed. Yes, Fried was immortal that way. Let's hear a bit of the tune. Number 2 couple. Each round of the dance, whoever the 2s are, you have an important role to play. You will not be starting it from these places. But when I say number 2 people, that's who I'm talking to, the ones who are there now. In the meantime, a little bit of ground rules for the opening. The hands, when you change by the left, it's straight across. If it's on the right diagonal, it's by the right. Both times with hands. And if you are doing neither of those things, then turn single right. Okay? So it starts straight across by the left. Triple time. Right hand diagonals. Straight across. Right diagonals. If I'm not mistaken, that leaves our original number 2s in the top lady, bottom gents places. Are you all there? Yes. If those 2 people put their hands out on the diagonals, they'll notice there's a person dancing the gents roll to the left and right, or for the lady, it's a lady to the left and right. So those key people, we will circle 3 all the way around and a bit more, and then wait, and then you lead your lines. Gents down, lady up. Go. Lead 2 new lines. Stop right there because you've got to be there now. So move those rings. You're all improper. You're all improper and no further than that. Back up once if you're all dancing. Back up once. So 3 gents are facing 3 ladies, 4 people dancing those rolls. And circle 6 halfway. Turn single left. End with the ladies facing down, gents facing up. Are you there? Good. Dance forward. Pull your left shoulder back and cast back into the set, across from a partner different from whom you started with. Left hand turn with that one all the way around.
We'll figure it out.
Did I forget something there? No. Okay.
Is this a mixer?
Yes, it is. I did say that. And now we have a double figure 8 as follows. People in middle place, you are the new 2s. You stand still and meditate on that. While the top people cross down, the bottom people come up the outside to do the figure 8 around you. Go. Cross at the top, dance up at the bottom. You go all the way to back where you started that. It's a figure 8. So a full figure 8 leaves you where you started doing that. Did we all get there?
Sort of.
All right, would you like one more walkthrough?
Yes.
All right, good. Straight across, left hand, here we go. Right diagonals, right hand. Straight across left. Right diagonals. circles right. 3 gents and 3 ladies. Take hands at your appropriate ends. No, 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 no. The second person are at the first lady and third gent places. Are you there? There should be, if you're that gent, there should be a gent to your left and right. And if you're a lady, there should be a lady to your left and right. These are not mixed circles. Got it? Something's weird here. Who are the 3 gents? Who are the 3 gents? Thank you. Circle 3, make it quick. Number 2 person, lead 2 lines into a ring of 6 halfway. Turn single left, ladies face down, gents face up. Dance forward. Pull your left shoulder back, cast back into the set with your new partner. Left hand turn all the way. Pause for just a sec. People in middle place, you're the new 2s, you don't move, you meditate. The others as a full double figure 8. There'll be 2 occasions where you cross down, and 2 when you come up the outside, and something similar for the people at the bottom. Go. Change. Cross her up the outside. Cross her up the outside. Is it coming? Good. Come back to place. We will dance. Ode to the Pianist. You will get help from your fellow dancers. If in doubt, go to where you need to be and people will catch up to you. Questions? I love questions. Yes, Orly. Are we having a ball, Orly? In this very hall sometime in March, perhaps?
I kind of thought so.
All right. Well, learn it now and dance it later. How's that? Or dance it. Yeah. Register soon. Register often. Bring your friends. Okay. Ode to the Pianist. Here we go. Starts with the left hand half. Right diagonal right. Left hand straight. Right diagonal right. Circles of 3 at the ends. 2s lead 2 lines to a ring of 6 halfway. Turn a single left. Ladies face down, jets up. Dance forward. Pull your left shoulder back. Dance back to find your new partner. Left hand turn once round. Double figure 8. Tops cross, bottoms up the outside. Go, go, go. Straight across, left hand. Right diagonal right. Straight across left. Right diagonal. 2 rings of 3. All the way around, a little bit more. 2s lead 2 lines to a ring of 6. Turn single left. Ladies face down, gents up, dance forward. Left shoulder back. Look for your new partner. Left hand once round. Top couple, cross down, bottoms come up the outside. Full double figure 8. sets, and a big hand for our band, Ode To The Pianist. While Gene Morrow makes his way up here, form long-way sets. We'd like to acknowledge once again, especially the committee who worked so hard on today's event. I will try and say, I'll try and say all their names. It was Lucy Weinstein and Gladys Cerrina and Susan St Germain and Jane, what? I can't, John Lippincott, I'm missing. Don Williams, and I know I forgot. Jane Bridges, I said Jane, I didn't get the Bridges part. Our wonderful committee, they did such a beautiful job. Let's acknowledge our dance leaders today. Paul Ross, Orly Krasner, Dorothy Cummings, Steve Landowne, Jean Morrow, and Judi Rivkin. And our wonderful bands, Serendipity, Flying Romanos, Hold the Mustard. Thanks to everyone who brought food. Thanks to Roger and whoever else worked on sound. And we'd love it if you'd help pick up a chair and help us clean up real quickly at the end. And Gladys wants to say something.
Just we're going to have final waltz. After the final waltz, we're going to take a group picture. Photographers, do you know where we're supposed to be?
We'll figure it out.
The photographers will figure it out and let you know. And again, if you can help us clean up.
All right, all yours.
A bit of Apley House, please.
Thank you, gang.
One of the great classics, Apley House. Take hands forward. We'll do a quick walk through. Gentlemen, with your neighbor, and it's nice to keep hands, fall back a double. Come forward, turning single. Transferring the energy to the women who fall back. They come forward, turning single. Star right, halfway. And it's a cloverleaf turn, then right, women left. Then, the twos who are above will cast. Neighbor, follow your neighbor into a line of four facing up with the twos in the middle. The line goes forward a double. Fall back, bending the line. Then the ones who are above will cast off. The twos lead up, crossing the woman over. Ones cross back, pick up your neighbor, and fall back in line. One of the great moments. Come back one place. Apley House. With the music, gentlemen, fall back a double. Turn single. Women sing. Star right hand halfway. Turn single. Twos cast, once follow. All your neighbor.
So I didn't realize. Come on in.
Sue left.
Yeah, Sue left also. Martin said use that one.
He can use that. Great. Thanks. So he gets a chair over here because he's not working for Sam. He's got that one. Or that one. Hey!
Free walks, everyone. Free walks. Free walks.
second. I'm going to shoot a bunch of pictures. Don't go looking around. Don't look at your friends. Look right in the lens. Okay? I'll probably shoot like 10 or 20 pictures. So just look at me. Look at me. Everybody, what did I say? Look at me.